Alright guys, so this is just an additional video in the middle of the day because it's on my mind. Yes, I do only have Cassie with me because I've been somewhere that has 5 dogs and Tilly doesn't like them very much. There's 2 puppies and she really doesn't like puppies, like they're a bit unpredictable. She doesn't like it, so I left her at home. So I'm on my way back now. I took Cassie just for an extra walk. Don't worry, Tilly has had a walk this morning. If you saw my video over on MichelleAfterDark, I'll leave a link to it in the cards. Somewhere there. Or there, maybe there. Yeah, Tilly had a walk this morning, so recording this later in the day, should I say. And it's about Summer Wells, the Summer Wells case. And it's something that Ziggy said. Ziggy, when Don was doing his rounds on YouTube, she used to speak to him. She used to have calls with him. Been on her channel numerous times. But then Don went to jail and everybody who was talking to Don then, well, couldn't speak to him. And Don has been communicating with a few YouTubers. That's not really what I'm talking about in this video. Look guys, there's no easy way to say this, but what Ziggy said last night really bothered me. I was listening to it late last night while she was live, and I went to sleep during that live. I think she was nearly at the end of her live when I went to sleep. And I woke up with it on my mind this morning, and that's why I'm here talking about it. And it was something Ziggy said. And trigger warning, look, it's true crime, right? It's true crime. But this is bad, because this came out of the blue. Right, she was talking about the case, she was talking about Don, she was playing, like, you know, responding to someone else's video. Usual stuff. And then just out of the blue, she said that Fred Hill had told her that a shallow grave had been found on the property, or around the property of Fields Road. I had to like do a double take, rewind it, listen to it again, because I thought I'd heard wrong. So a shallow grave had been found by law enforcement. Now I don't know when this is, and we'll break this down. I don't know when this shallow grave was supposedly found, but on Fields Road. This is something that Fred Hill allegedly told her. So it was off record. There was no recording of it. It's one time when she was there in Tennessee. We've only got Ziggy's word for this conversation. And it was just an off-the-cuff comment. It was like, this is so major. Ziggy, do you realise what you've just said? It was so off the cuff. You know, she was like, oh, is there anything else I need to say? Oh, by the way, kind of thing. Like it was no by the way comment as she was wrapping up her stream. And like, it's the biggest news that has come out of the case in how long? In how long? Now, guys, look, Ziggy could have just made this up. Could have just made this up for some views. And I'm open to that. Right, I'm open to that. That Ziggy just made this up and Fred Hill said nothing of the kind. Or Fred Hill did say something of that kind. Off record. No tape rolling. No phone recording. And he could have made it up. He could have made it up like he could have made up a whole bunch of other things. Right, Fred Hill is not the most reliable person in the world. Right, for those of you who don't know who Fred Hill is, sidebar, Sidebar. He's Andy Bernard's cousin. They share a common ancestor, Ben Hill, who Ben Hill Road is named after. He's Fred Hill's granddaddy, and he's Andy Bernard's great-granddaddy through his mother, through Polly. So they're cousins, first cousins once removed, I think. So closely related. But yeah, they're not friends as such. You know, they're not best buddies. And Fred has said stuff about Andy. You know, that Andy was there on Ben Hill Road on the afternoon of June 15th, 2021. Andy said that he wasn't there that day. It was Fred misremembering that it was the day before, or even the day before that he went home early. But Fred's adamant that it was June 15th, the day Summer went missing. But Fred Hill said a bunch of stuff that is blatantly not true. Like Rose Bly living at 110 before she went missing, and that she was a prostitute. I mean, look, there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that he said that literally cannot be true. But this could be true. This could be true. It sounds logical that it might be true. But having said that, Ziggy could know that and have made it up. Fred Hill could have known that to wind Ziggy up, to give Ziggy a tall story that's untrue. But we've got to entertain the possibility that it is true. You know, however much an off-the-cuff comment this was, if it's true, it's highly disturbing. And it explains why law enforcement have been so intent on investigating that area of the mountain. Fields Road is about, I don't know, a mile and a half. Less, much less as the crow flies. But from 110 down Fields Road, it's a decent walk anyway. But if you go through the woods, there's sure to be shortcuts. Because down the back of Ben Hill, you can just walk and through the woods, and as long as there's a trail there, and it does look like there is on the map. Not how accessible it is, but it does look like there's a trail on the map that would take you to Fields Road. And who owns a property on Fields Road? Andy Bernard's parents own a property on Fields Road. So they own 125, that's Polly's inheritance, where Geordie, Sue and Andy lived at the time that Summer disappeared. And then they own a property in Sullivan County on the main road coming into Beach Creek. I think that's where they actually live. Now, the Fields Road property, I don't know if anyone lives there, but they own this property. And law enforcement spent a long time in that vicinity. You know, when they came back, they did the 13 days. And then they came back in November, early December, and did another 2 days, and it was all focused around that area. And then February, so this would be February 2022, they did another day around the Fields Road area. And I always thought it was because the footprints were found there. Not on Fields Road, but kind of heading in that direction. Now, I know a lot of you don't think the footprints are real or they're not Summer's and whatever. I happen to think they are. I happen to think they are real and they are Summer's. But who knows? So saying that there was a shallow grave found on Fields Road that law enforcement were talking about and Fred Hill overheard, because Fred Hill actually, according to Fred Hill, via Ziggy, he was, actually, this is on tape, he was wearing a wire for law enforcement to try to catch Don out. And obviously Don didn't know he was wearing a wire. But Don can't be caught out. I don't think Don knows anything. I really don't. But yeah, shallow grave found, allegedly, according to Fred Hill via Ziggy. but there was nothing in that grave. So it was a freshly dug hole that looked like a grave, and it had been filled in. So if that was Summer had been put there, she's been moved. Now look, I don't know whether a cadaver dog hit there. If a cadaver dog hit there, you know, the body might have gone, but the scent of the cadaver is going to soak into the soil. So a shallow grave where a body's been there for a while and it's been moved, then that cadaver scent is still going to be there for quite a while. A cadaver dog, a good cadaver dog, could probably detect if a body had been moved weeks, even months ago, under the right conditions. It could be complete lies. If it is, look, guys, this was such a shock to me. If this is Ziggy lying for views, then Ziggy, you should be ashamed of yourself, absolutely ashamed of yourself. But if this is true, that this is what Fred Hill told her, genuinely what he told her, then that is really, really, really concerning. This is what's happening in the Michael Vaughan case. But if this was true and they suspected that was Summer had been put there, I don't know what to make to that. You know, would if that was on your property, would there be probable cause for an arrest of the owner of that property? No. That in itself isn't probable cause, because somebody else could have put the body there. You know, these properties have got acres of land to them. So the property owner might not know. So I'm not saying this was the Bernards who did something to Summer and hid her body there and then moved her. But it might not be true. It's bugging me. It's bugging me. Let me know what you think, guys. All right, I'm going home now. I'm busy today. Tired. All right, going home now. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye from her as well.